Hi, and welcome to the Cardillo Show, live from Las Vegas. I have my two lovely co-hosts here. We have Sabrina Bolster, Darling, that's her pen name, Darling. She was on last week as a co-host. And we have Zola Gardine, and she's a famous tribute artist, a Diana Ross tribute artist. Welcome to our show today on the WCOBM.com, where social media meets television. And we have a lot to talk about today, and so it's just, I can't say how exciting it is to have you both on with me today.
Well, thank you.
And,
thank you for the invitation.
Actually, I would love to have each one of you talk about the new things that you're involved in, because you're always running around and doing all kinds of amazing photo shoots. I see them on Facebook and go, wow, really?
Yes, it's been a crazy week. We just got back from California. I was only there for 20 hours. It was a very fast turnaround. We had the pinup competition for the Rockabilly Extravaganza.
Really?
Just really fun, hosted in Riverside. Classic cars, beautiful girls, a lot of fun.
Wow.
Turned around, came back that same day, and we did a calendar signing for the new release for Amber Joy's pinup calendar that just released.
Wonderful.
So, I am very excited for that. I modeled and I did graphic design and I helped with the party. So
that's
a little bit of everything.
Many hats. Yes. And I think that's the kind of thing today where in production and in shows, you can't just wing it anymore. You can't depend on everybody else. You almost have to be able to do it all. And so with Zola, I mean, what have you been involved in lately?
Today you have to wear a lot of different hats. It's not like it used to be when even just booking is getting booked is not like it used to be. I notice like a lot of times now when you go to get something or you put in your packages, the first thing they want to know what you're following, because they want you to bring in the traffic, when back in the days, all you did is just get there.
Yeah.
It's and weird. They did the rest.
They're like, Insta what? And then they're like, Twitter, and then they have all the video ones now that are coming too. I'm like, I would need a 12-year-old to sit down and show me how to do that in order to make that happen.
It's true. It's that a lot. Technology threshold that we all have to encounter. Mm-hmm. I was forced into it myself. I mean, I was like going back in the day when it was DOS and Lotus on the IBM systems, and I was like, what? You have to type batch commands. You can't just click and point like a Mac computer.
Right,
And they go, no, you have to type a batch for anything you want to do on the computer. And I was like, oh, my God. So I actually mastered it. So I was forced into it. And my mother is Sally Celine. She's our vice president and executive producer over at our studio operation in California. And she just turned 80 November 1st. And she took to the computer like that.
She just
That's incredible.
Yeah, she is like 10 people, even today. And she's a marvel. I mean, every time I turn around, I'll ask her, can you do this graphic for the show, that? And then on top of it, we're doing architectural design and renderings for real estate developers since 1983. And she's been doing this since 1962. Hi, Mom.
Hello.
You're amazing. You always are. You always will be. And my heart, I can't tell you how much you bless me, and I love you so much. And where would I be without my mom?
When I know the exact feeling. My mother, she's 95.
Wow, nice. Congratulations.
She's
95,
my goodness. Yes. So
that's
I
wonderful.
Know the feeling, and it's such a blessing, such a miracle.
Yes, I mean, to have your family together, and of course we have loved ones that have crossed over on the other side, which I have a whole different belief system about this through my experiences, which a lot of people share. And but while we're here on this planet, there's so much for us to do, and what we do and say are so critically and vital to other people's lives as well. Because I'm a firm believer in that 6 degrees of separation, where one person leads to another, to the White House. And Kevin Bacon, the actor,
he's always in there. It's like he's the first one to show up.
Yeah, I mean, Kevin believes in the 6 degrees of separation with actors. And Kevin Bacon has the Bacon Brothers, band, and a lot of celebrities have their bands now. Jeff Bridges, and it's just on Johnny Depp. He has a band, and so maybe we can get them to come on our show. That would be amazing.
Wonderful. Johnny can sit right here.
Well, everybody comes to Vegas, so that's not impossible.
It's crazy. We were kind of talking about the town and how it's changed with it being so small. It's almost inevitable. You're going to know somebody that knows somebody else.
Yes.
My
No.
phone was just going off there, so
Those are our party lights.
I have a strobe light set for it in case I'm in a loud setting and I cannot miss it. You know, so when you're in a nightclub and that goes off, people think it's part of the show. You know?
Yeah.
Wow, you have your own strobe show. That's pretty cool. What app is that? You know?
Disco ball,
What's up?
discotheque.
Yeah, and I do have a disco ball in my car. No, not really. But we just want to thank everybody for tuning in today, and we want to have shout-outs to our friends, and also we can talk about your special websites and maybe the magazines you've been in, and or your CD records you want to sell. And so please feel free to tell our lovely audience all about it. And this show is growing exponentially. There's a lot of really exciting things going on that Bruce Garrett, the CFO and National Sales Director. Hi, Bruce. Thank you so much
Hey, Bruce.
for having us on and for helping us with the show and to have us on the network, which is the only internet television network in Las Vegas. So it's the pioneering, the first guys doing it. I think it's unprecedented and historic, and I can't thank them enough.
Absolutely.
And I just want to thank my guests again for being on, because it makes the show much more fun.
Yes. It's so fun to play poker alone.
And we're sitting at a blackjack table. I almost feel like going, hit me. You know? And I get that.
No.
Which no. But we're going to have Iris Ayers. I want to give a shout out to Iris. She's my executive producer. She's absolutely phenomenal.
Hey,
I hope you
Iris.
feel better. She came down with a little bit of sniffles today from last night over at being at Sienna Italian restaurant over on Sahara, and then we ran over to Brio. And we're at another event, and it was really fabulous. And we'll, on our next segment, when we come into it, we're going to be going into commercial in about a minute. And so we're going to be saying, shout outs to our sponsors, the ones that make it all happen. And so we have a lot of those wonderful people and companies. And so it's just amazing that we're in December. It just hit us like that. And we were just talking about the weather, how it goes from hot to cold to hot to cold.
Yes.
And I'm so used to California weather. And so I always like to say that the desert has its beauty, but I'm a beach person.
Yeah.
I've always lived at the beach somewhere, and so I'm looking forward to another investment opportunity pretty soon that I'll be disclosing, and very excited to have all the details to that. So we're going to be going down in about 10 seconds and splitting to commercial. And we have Ty as our engineer here today, and he's fabulous.
Hey,
And we want to
Ty.
give a shout out to him. And he's the man. He's the guy behind the curtain in The Wizard of Oz, and so he makes all the magic happen for the network. And Scott is one of his co-producer guys, engineers that works on the station as well. And so we're about to go off in like 10 seconds, and holding. Okay, so are we into commercial? We're going into commercial.
We're learning.
Where are my cue cards? We're going to have to make some. And but this is great. And we're on WCOBM.com, the Cardillo Show, live from Las Vegas.